Hi everyone! As I'm approaching my last project with our dolls, kitchen and dining room, I'd like to share with you two ways of making my dining chairs. One with a wooden frame and the other one is from the cardboards. Now let us get started. For the basic tools, we need ruler, tape measure, fabric scissors, a pen, utility knife, hot glue gun, glue sticks, thread, and sewing needle. Also, I'll be using the sewing machine as well. Got these two wooden squares for $2 from Michaels. However, the size is big, so I used the miter saw to trim down the sides, leaving one 45-degree angle side out. Got a package of what I call chair legs from Michaels for $7. You only need 1 yard of fabric with a width of 54 inches to make 4 chairs. But if you decide to use the finished edge of the fabric for the bottom, then you should have used 2 yards for 4 chairs. This is called fillers. I used 1/2 inch thickness. I also used 5/8 of an inch grosgrain ribbon instead of the satin one. And I used rhinestone stickers for decorations and wider ribbon for the bow. To start, I glue down the 45-degree angle sides together. Then I let the glue dry for a little bit and add another layer of glue. To ensure that my pieces are at a 90-degree angle, I use a square shaped piece to mold it. Then I add another layer of glue to secure it a little bit more. I add a dab of glue to attach my leg on, wait until it dries, and I add another layer of glue. I am repeating the same steps for the other 3 legs. Each leg is placed about 1/4 inch from the sides. I guess you can place it by 1/8 inch as well. So I let the stair stand on its legs and make sure it's all balanced and wait until the glue dries. I glue down my filler to the chair seat in the back, making sure that they're all aligned around the edges, especially along the cornered edge. I measure and cut out 2 pieces of chair covers. One is for the back and the seat, and the other one is for the skirt part. Measurements are indicated on the screen. With the chair skirt part, I start out by making a double thread needle, make a knot, and start my stitching up and down across to make gathers. When I reach to the end, I let the thread loose and I measure it around the chair to get the length of the gathered fabric. Then I secure it by sewing back and forth a few times. I close up the seam by sewing the right side together with finer stitches. Leaving about 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I secure it a few times when I get to the end. Then I turn the skirt inside out, distribute the gathers evenly, then put it aside. To cover the chair top part, I start gluing the fabric down from the front seat bottom with 1 inch allowance. I snip 2 parts where the legs are and glue it around to ensure that it's all nice and flat at the top. I start molding my chair seat to the 90-degree angle corner, making sure it's all nice, flat, and even. I don't want to stretch it too much, so I glue it down at the sides and ensure to give it some room for the cushion and glue the bottom part down. I also snip the parts at the bottom of the chair. I trim some excess fabric just to smooth it out. At each front corner, I fold the fabric at about 45-degree angle and glue the seam down. I turn the fabric down and glue it. Again, I trim off the excess just to mold it nicely and smoothly. So the seat is smooth. Now this corner part is the hardest part that I find. I want to make sure that its crease is there. I snip the side a little bit to mold this part better. I ensure that I don't snip it too much. 1/2 inch deep is the max. Then I glue the small piece down at the back. This part is a little bit tricky. Once this part is done, you won't have any problem with the other parts. So I just have to pull it and play around with it just to make sure that everything's smooth. And you can have a little seam right there. Now I have flattened and molded my back. Just like the seat, I glue down the lower part at the top. And at the top here, I make a 45-degree angle of the fabric to form a straight seam. All the way to the back, I make sure that my folded edge on both sides are straight and smooth and aligned with the side frame. Then I glue it straight down, leaving a straight, smooth seam. Now I trim the excess fabric down and glue it. I also trim out the excess just to mold it smoothly. And again, I just glue down all the tiny pieces just to clean finish the bottom. For the skirt part, I fold in half and mark a center back and center front point, and then attach it onto the chair seat and place it where it should be attached to the front and back. And I add a tiny bit of glue just to hold it in place, and then from there I distribute my gathers evenly. I glue my gathered part to the chair seat all around. And while gluing it, I can always play around with my gathers. And once it's done, I turn my skirt down and press all around just to make sure the seam is nice, even, and straight. Then I take the ribbon, wrap it around the chair seat, just to measure and see how much I need. Give myself about 1/4 of an inch extra. And starting from the center back, I glue the top part of the ribbon down. Make sure the glue line is straight across and right above the skirt seam. Once I'm done gluing the ribbon top, I press and hold down the skirt part, then glue the bottom part of the ribbon to the skirt. Yeah, so I keep stretching the skirt part down and add the glue just to make sure that the stream is straight and there is no bulkiness underneath the ribbon as I walk my gun around. To glamour my chair up, I glue down 2 rows of rhinestones along the edge of the ribbon. I love these rhinestones. They just hide all the mistakes and embellish everything. To make the bow at the center back, follow the measurement on the screen, and I will be using my thread and hand sewing needle. So to start, I fold my ribbon in half and mark it. Then I overlap the edges together at the center point. Then I sew the layers across to make a gather and wrap it around a few times to form a bow. And then I attach the middle bow part either by glue or by my thread and hand sewing needle. Once my bow is done, I glue down a row of rhinestone at the center. And attach my bow to the center back of the chair. And I'm done. That's it. So I normally steam my chair after my chairs are done. You can iron the seam flat down during the sewing process. Now I am showing you the other way using cardboards. I prepared cutting 3 sets of cardboards, the back, the seat, and the front leg. There are 4 identical pieces for each set, so the sizes are indicated on the screen. So I am gluing each set together to form one thick piece. Once I'm done, I use the front leg. I place it on top of the longest piece and draw a line. This indicates how high the chair leg will be. Then I add glue across and glue my seat down at a 90-degree angle. So I hold on to it until it dries. Now I glue the seat and the front leg part together. Again, I want to make sure that it's at our 90-degree angle. And the chair is done. It looks pretty sturdy with the 4 layers of cardboards. I'm adding cushion and I will repeat the same steps with the previous chair. This time I will show you how I sew the skirt part using the sewing machine. I start sewing the bottom edge by double folding the edge and sew it along the edge by 1/8 of an inch. Then I sew across the top part using bigger stitches. I adjust my stitches per inch to be less and let the thread loose at the end. I adjust my stitches to be smaller and close the center back seam. Now I pull up my thread ends to both sides and make my gathers and set it aside. And now I am repeating the same steps. It is actually easier with the cardboard frame. Just pay extra attention with the angled part. Once you nail this part, every other parts will be nothing to you. And here are my chairs. I don't notice any big differences. Aren't they so cute? Thank you so much again to those who have subscribed and share my channel. Please like, leave your comments below, and subscribe for more exciting videos. See you soon!